starting with the questions that some of you have asked, and then I am throwing the floor open for questions. And I would encourage you to ask whatever questions you want to ask. Yeah, please do that. Okay, so I'm just going to first take those two questions which had come up. So I would say the most important part of the webinar is the Q&A. So let me look at the chat and okay. So Rashida said, I'm interested in space. How do I understand if it's my passion? And I'm looking for a job where I wouldn't like desk work in general. Okay. So wonderful question, Rashida. So when you are talking about interested in space, now space is an industry. So space may be, there are different kinds of people who can work in the space sector. So ek to, where if you're going to work as a designer, I mean as an engineer who is designing space vehicles or satellites, etc., etc., you can either be a mechanical engineer, or you can be an electronics engineer, you can be an aerospace engineer, you can be a aeronautical engineer. You can study aerospace at the graduation level from institutions like IITs, or you can study aerospace at the post graduation level. So that is one way to get into space jobs. And the other way to look at getting into space jobs is actually, I mean, it's very, very exclusive job where you are. So you can go to space as a mathematician. So you can study mathematics and computer science. And through mathematics and computer science, you can actually join the space industry as a software professional, because the whole uh, um, space missions, etc., are all driven with very sound computer systems which are designed with their software and hardware in place. And therefore, that's another route that you can look at. So now, so there are different things. Now, third is, you can actually be an astronaut. I mean, today, India's mission, I mean, Indian astronauts are now started to go in space. It is just a tip of the iceberg right now. And with missions like, people are talking about mission on the Mars, there are so many missions happening, etc., etc. So astronaut, that's of course a very specialized career. तो अगर उसमें जाना है तो you have to go through the Air Force route, or so that is the best route in India to become an astronaut. So there are different. So basically, space is a very specialized area. And if you are saying that I'm looking for a job where I would, yeah, I'm interested. And I'm looking for a job. Yeah. So there are so many different. So I would then suggest one simple answer is, if you're looking at space, first and foremost, you get into an engineering, a proper engineering program. That will be the best thing to get into space. Could be computer science, electronics, or mechanical engineering, and then or aerospace if you're very clear. So do that after your 12th standard, or you can get into physics or maths. This will be after 12, and then after graduation, of course, this is that will be more specialized. But after 12, this is what you can look at. Yeah, Piyush. So can you please answer my question? Okay, what your question was? You have been doing photography since you are in the 10th grade. Now you are in second year of graduation. You plan to continue in this field as a career. What are the important aspects I should focus on? Okay, now I will give you a couple of things. Now, photography is a very unorganized kind of work, right? And therefore, what I would suggest is, if you are really passionate about photography, one of the best things to do is try and see if you can get into a very strong qualification. Now, there is National Institute of Design at Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Gandhinagar, and a few other places. Now, these NIDs have got a post graduation in photography design. So, my suggestion would be that if you are really passionate and looking at a real career in photography, one of the ways to do that is to get into a master's in design program. Reason being that, see, photography as a career is unorganized. So you will require parallel streams of income. So one will be, of course, the kind of jobs that you get, in the sense photography work that you get, etc., etc., by way of clients you get. Could be wedding photography, could be wedding photography is now very, very big. In fact, the wedding industry, wedding planning industry is very, very huge. And one important aspect here is photography and content and all of that. That's big. So one is, of course, getting those kind of assignments. But if you have a qualification like a master's in designing, and that too probably in the field of photography, which is there in a very few institutes like the NID, then you will also get parallel careers, like you can become a teacher of photography, you can start taking workshops also, and along with that, you keep doing your taking your assignments. So that is what I would recommend as from an educational perspective. Now, from a the other thing I would recommend to you, since you're already in the second year, if you can intern with one of the photographers and work now, and you could intern, maybe not at any stipend or anything, but if any of the photographer, I mean, there are so many photographers. So I mean, I know someone who wants to be a photographer and she's interning with a wedding photographer, and there is someone who's interning with I mean, there is a gentleman who's into photography and he takes a lot of these nature walks, etc., etc. So अलग अलग टाइप का काम कर सकते हो आप, but the idea would be to intern with a practicing photographer. Somehow with your initiative do that, because then you will get much more clarity on whether that is what you really want to do. And education wise, I have told you. Yeah. Now, anything more on this and more details, and then we will have to look at one on one, because I've given you a broad idea and I have to try and answer everyone's queries. But yes, then I will be very happy to answer them on a one on one. Now, I want to cover a little bit about designing, because there were some students who said that there was someone who said they want to look at designing. So if you are looking at designing as a program, then my suggestion to you would be that you see, after generally designing and architecture can also go together. So first of all, see whether you are interested in designing and architecture both, because if that is the case, then you are increasing your opportunities. Okay. Now, architecture has got an entrance exam called the NATA, or it is JEE Main Part 2. And designing के लिए आपको exams लगेंगे. तो designing के लिए, if see, the best institutions to do designing clearly, I mean, definitely are the IITs and the NIDs. So you've got about 6 different NIDs all across India, and they have an entrance examination called the Design Aptitude Test. उसके भी दो टेस्ट रहते हैं, मतलब there is a prelim and there is a mains. So you need to clear the design aptitude test ka prelims and the mains, so that you can get into the into NID. These are the like the most premium institutions in the country. Or you've got IIT Bombay, you've got IIT Hyderabad, Delhi. You've got an institution called IITDM, which is at Jabalpur. Then you've got IIT Guwahati. So all these institutions offer wonderful programs in design. They offer a program for bachelors in design. तो IITs में जाने के लिए आपको एग्जाम लगेगा UCEED. That's the exam. And through these programs, you can get into different kinds of designing. Like you can get into communication design, which involves graphic designing, photography designing, film and video designing, video designing. Then it involves your UI UX. Technical में आता है UI UX designing, where you are designing the interfaces of mobiles, tabs, etc. Information designing. Then you have textile designing. You've got fashion designing. You got accessories designing. You've got product designing. You got furniture designing. You've got interior designing. थोड़ा डिटेल्स में बोल रहा हूँ because एक specific question था. Then you've got ceramic designing. So there are wonderful options in the world of designing, and your target, according to me, should be to try and crack the NID entrance or the UCEED entrance. Automatically, you will be prepared for all the other entrance examinations also. And along with that, if you write the NATA for architecture, if you're open, that would give you a broader opportunities, right? I don't know if I have answered your questions, but this is what I thought. Okay. Yeah, okay. Now there are some more questions. What are the career opportunities in science, particularly in the research area, and is it high paid career? Okay. Prajakta, if you're a student or if you're a mother, I'm not sure who it is, but let me see, when you say science, the answer to this can probably take an hour. And therefore, if you can tell me whether you are looking at, I will give a very broad answer, but then if I get clarity, I can give you more specific answers. See, when you look at science, career opportunities, particularly in research areas, I'll just give you like a broad overview. There are three of the best institutions for pursuing science, for pursuing research in science would be, one is the ICERS, Indian Institute of Science Education and Research. So there are about 6 to 7 IS, about six, I think, ISers. So you've got at Pune, you've got at where you got in Odisha, you got it across India. So they have this integrated bachelor's and master's programs. Like you got a BS, MS, integrated bachelor's and master's 5 year program after the 12th standard. And this is the best institution, one of the best institutions to do research. You are trained to become an interdisciplinary research scientist. So in the first 3 years, you actually learn physics, chemistry, biology, uh, earth and environmental science, and mathematics. So you learn all the five sciences. And then the last 2 years, you combine one or two out of them, and you can specialize like biophysics or biochemistry or physics and math, or whatever combinations you want to look at. And then you have, most of these students end up going abroad for their PhD or get into the research or I mean, they get into research institutions, yeah, which are private or government. So broadly, this is what I can tell you. Indian Institute of Science is at Bangalore is another great institution for research. They also offer a bachelor's in science program, BS program. So they offer a BS with research as a specialization. So that's another wonderful program. Then you can study math or chemistry or physics even in IITs. So I would say that these would be really wonderful programs. The other programs would be that you can get into a good college through Mumbai or Pune or whichever university you are, Delhi University or whichever one you are, or wherever you are taking up, and do a master's there. And after doing a master's, you can follow it up with a PhD if you are. So amazing career opportunities. One of the industry opportunities, there is a concept of GCCs, like Global Capability Centers. Now, these are capability centers which have come up in India for doing R&D activities for the entire worldwide companies like Nvidia, which is one of the big AI companies, or GE, etc. Now, these companies are setting up their global research centers in India. So, India is definitely coming up as an opportunity to absorb research professionals in the industry, and these are very high-paying jobs. Since you are asking about payment, these are definitely very high paying jobs. But then if you look at government organizations, they may not be all that high paying. Like for example, DRDO or ISRO, or or even or TIFR kind of research organizations. So they may not be as high paying as the industry, but the perks are very good. So that's how it balances out. But the answer is definitely research can become a very fruitful career. No doubt about it. Or if you want going abroad to one of the developed countries for research, that's again a good option. You can get into countries like Japan, Singapore, US, etc. Okay, I hope I have answered your question, but anything more you require, feel free to be in touch. Okay, now what are the future upcoming careers in design one can opt for? So I think I have just answered this question. But so I don't know whether you still want me to answer, because I think I've just answered it. So let me know in the message whether something is remaining here. Future upcoming career. Okay,
No,
let
sir.
me still
But,
so
uh,
answered. Yeah,
yeah.
I will still tell you one more thing. See, as an upcoming career in design, so I think a lot of, if you look at IT companies now, almost all IT companies, like the IT services companies like Infosys, Wipro, etc., are taking design graduates and postgraduates. Then the big four consultancies. Now these I would say are upcoming, because मतलब 15-20 साल पहले कैसा था, डिजाइन मतलब फैशन डिजाइनिंग, राइट? बट नाउ इट्स अ डिफरेंट केस ऑल टुगेदर. So IT companies. Secondly, the big four companies like your Price Waterhouse, Deloitte, Accenture, these also go for design graduates. Then they look at UI UX design, information design, interaction design, etc. Then malls, they look at designers who can do retail experience. It's a very multidisciplinary subject. So consulting companies who are consulting on malls, etc., they look at designers. These are upcoming ones. But of course, malls, people say that e-commerce will take over. So that tussle we don't know. But malls will still remain. But ITs, are big. And secondly, product companies, like whether it is Godrej, whether it is Tata Motors, automobile companies, etc., all of them are hiring designers. So I would say these are upcoming companies, because today Products are getting sold on features and the looks and the style and not only on functionality. मतलब आज प्रोडक्ट अगर अच्छा है तो सफिशिएंट नहीं है कि वो बिकेगा, बट वो अच्छा दिखना चाहिए. You know, it has to have a good styling. A car, if it is doesn't have a good styling and good looks, may not be bought even if it has the best engine. So इसके लिए designers के लिए ये सारे product companies, multinational companies and the corporate sector are very good options. All right. So questions which are in the chat, I think I have answered them. Now, if you want me to elaborate on something, please, you can elaborate or you can ask. We still have time. We still have 12 more minutes. And if you have questions, I can go even beyond that. But yeah, we still have time. So if you want to ask any question, please ask uh, anything that you were expecting. Okay, there is a question here, a long one. I enjoy and I'm good at public speaking, organizing, and management. What are the job opportunities available in the field? Okay, let me start taking it one by one. Okay, so public speaking, organizing, management, the jobs that immediately come to mind are, media, sales, PR, law, and therefore, and management is vast. So मतलब बहुत बड़ा फील्ड है, तो उसका एक जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटीज नहीं बोल सकता, बट आई वुड से लॉ फर्म्स इज अ ग्रेट अपॉर्चुनिटी, corporate law is a great opportunity, media and entertainment as an industry is a great opportunity, and the whole gamut of jobs which require MBAs in sales and marketing, that is a huge, मतलब FMCG companies, consumer durable companies, IT companies, कहाँ पे public speaking कहाँ नहीं लगता है, sales presentations, PR companies, it's huge, मतलब बहुत बहुत ही बड़ा, it's a huge job opportunities, it's many sectors, therefore I'm not able to answer in specific. Well, all job opportunities for MBAs in sales and marketing, all job opportunities for lawyers, all job opportunities for people who are into negotiation, like mergers, acquisitions, investment banking. All of that will require these skills. Okay, I to play the piano. So, what would be the career options in piano as my future along with my career? I don't. Okay, teaching piano, wonderful. Okay, if you want to really learn piano professionally, then you have those exams, no? So there are those what's that called? Trinity exams. Yeah, so a lot of Trinity examples at various levels, etc., which teach you to play the piano. So you need to clear all those exams. But let me tell you that teaching piano could be like a side career. See, okay, you have finished till grade 6. Very nice. All right. So continue that. I would say that when your interests are unconventional like these, now, you need to plan it. Like you have a main career and you have a side by side career. So keep completing the piano exams. Start taking students whenever you feel ready. Start developing your teaching skills. You are already into public speaking, so I think you will have them. So start doing those skills, start taking students, like छोटा छोटे बच्चे का ट्यूशन चालू कर लेना whenever you feel you are ready. After 10th also you can start, 10 12 के बाद में, and along with that keep upgrading and also look at a main career also. Yeah, I will be giving the last around. Well, very good. And also look at the main career which is beyond this, because we do not know whether this will be self-sustainable financially over a long period. So a main career bhi le lena. So something that can go along with that will be a career related to probably media industry. So maybe a BAMMC, Bachelor of Arts in Media and Multimedia Mass Communication. Those careers, that kind of a qualification may go along with this. Okay, because that also deals with media, etc. So that's how you can probably plan a career. But I'm just telling you very vaguely because we've not met. I've not talked to you in details. I'm just giving a vague idea. If you really want very specific information and specific career paths, then we have to do a one-on-one counseling. All right. I want career in NDA, but I have plan B at JEE, but not score in practice test. All right. Okay. So my first question to you will be, or rather thing to you will be that I'm assuming, first of all, I mean, I don't know how old you are, and but I'm assuming since you are saying not score in practice, I'm assuming you are already in the 11th or 12th. Okay, so if with the assumption that you are in you are in 12th, okay. So since you are already in 12th and not scoring well in the practice test, see, JEE preparation definitely requires a lot of rigor, and there are a lot of students who may not score initially in the practice test, but see, we always say that when it comes to preparations for competitive exams, you have to peak at the right time. So पहले आप सीख रहे हो, पहले आप you are practicing your concepts and all of that, but along with that you need to definitely start doing a lot of practice papers, etc. So practice test if you are taking right now, um, maybe your concepts are not clear right now, you may have to go back to the concepts and then come to the practice test. So it's very difficult for me to know where you are with this interaction, but I would definitely say that consult your actual tutor who is teaching you JE to understand where are your strengths and weaknesses, and go by that. And I don't think you should give up right now, because having come to 12th till GAE, just go for the next one more year is what I feel. And with your consultation from your PCM teachers to understand where you are not doing well, and focus on those subjects and do them well, the concepts, and then move to the practice tests. That is what I can suggest with this limited information. Now NDA जो आप बोल रहे हैं ना, एनडीए, एनडीए के लिए of course yeah, your JE preparation will help you, but अच्छा, your plan B JE, okay, your JE plan B is a tough one, ना JE plan A करते करते हालत हो जाती है, तो JE plan B थोड़ा tough है, but that is probably what is explains you are probably not putting in the right efforts for JE. हाँ, तो वो जरा सोच लो, बिकॉज जेई प्लान भी करके क्रैक करना बहुत डिफिकल्ट है। जेई नीड्स टू बी क्रैक करना है तो प्लान ही होना चाहिए, बट सी इफ यू वांट टू हैव या ठीक है, मेरे को समझ में आया। सो आई थिंक यू आर प्रॉब्ली फोकसिंग ऑन एनडीए प्रिपरेशन एंड देयरफॉर your concepts of the level of JE are not in place. That is what I can say. So go back to the concepts, and concepts of this will help you in your NDA also, because NDA also will test you on math and physics also. I hope I've answered your question. If not, you can ask more questions. Okay, thank you, Marushka, for your nice words. I'm happy you found it useful. Okay, so Piyush, I have done so many shoots and works under mentorship, and I feel that I've learned so much things. So now, for should I continue or should I do a job? I've done so many unpaid work just for experience. What are your thoughts? So, see, basically, it is not about how much experience you have. You will have to understand the quality of your work. मतलब आपके जो mentors है ना, वो mentors का काम और आपका काम जो है ना, so compare or have a well-wisher mentor जिनके साथ पूछना कि whether your work is right now as per the requirement. See, you have to get paid for your work, right? It's not कि मेरे को जॉब करना है, जॉब में आपको अच्छा पेमेंट मिलना इंपॉर्टेंट है, right? So if your work, take inputs from your mentor on whether the quality of your work is of what level, of what standards, and with that quality of work what kind of work you will get. And you can always start taking jobs, like I was telling you, whether it is still photography, industrial photography, तो थोड़ा सा उनको experience होने लगेगा, but maybe wedding photo, start off with maybe start doing paid events for your friends, family members, etc. Start from there if you want, and see whether people are willing to pay you and how much they're willing to pay you. And if people are willing to pay you, just keep on. See, the best thing is to start getting paid work. So if that is, start getting that, start pitching for the work if you are confident that your work is of that level. That's what I will tell you. And if it is not of that level, then फर्क नहीं पड़ता है, unpaid internship करो, get the work to that level. Remember the diagram. Money comes for expertise and competency. It doesn't come for how much experience you have. It comes for your level of competency. All right. Okay. So wonderful. Good. I'm so happy that. Okay, there are more questions here. What will be the career opportunities if I choose economics as a core subject? Superb. I'm happy you asked about economics. So economics as a career opportunities for economics would mean that, see, now there are career paths after 12th when you do your economics and you have become a graduate in economics. Now, depending upon the combinations, if you take economics and statistics as a part of your graduation, see, now economics, it's okay, let me put it this way. Economics can be studied as a BSc program, as a BCom program, or a BA program. Now, a BSc economics would have a lot of math and stats. So that would be wonderful because you are learning economics theoretically and a lot of math and stats. A BCom program will have economics and a lot of commerce subjects, and a BA program will look at economics more as a theoretical subject. Okay, without much of without any commerce subject and with not too much of mathematics. So first and foremost, what you will have to do is you will have to take a call whether you, if you have the mathematical inclination, you can do mathematics. BSc economics will be good, or you can do the other one also, but with math and math ka subject. And then you take math as a subject also. So first take that decision depending upon your competency and your liking for mathematics. Now, having said that, let us fast forward now. So if you have taken, let's say, economics and maths, then career opportunities today, one of the most prominent career opportunity that I can think of is data scientist and data analyst, because data scientists and data analysts normally, a lot of this data crunching happens either in the commercial sense or it happens for the indicators, macro indicators, etc. As a, so therefore your economics, maths, stats, and along with that, if you do computer programming, then you can work as a data analyst. So that is a career that could open for you. Secondly, from economics background, if you want to shift into something like an MBA finance, that again, or even an MBA marketing or MBA finance, both could be great opportunities. Because in economics, if your interest is more of microeconomics, etc., then obviously finance could be a very good option for you. But if you are more into behavioral economics, then marketing will be a better option for you. Then you are talking of an MBA marketing or an MBA finance. And then if you are more into the macroeconomics, etc., then you may want to become an economist. So then an MA economics followed by probably a PhD will make you an economist, and then you can work for banks, central banks like RBI, or various banks and financial institutions which hire economists. So then you are working as an economist, as a economist. So economist or an MBA, which is a practical application either in marketing or finance, or you are working in the data science and analyst. So I believe economics is a great option to take in today's world. A lot of opportunities. All right. Okay. Any more questions? Yeah. Thank you. Most welcome, ma'am. Okay, so it's 9 o'clock and I am not seeing any questions. So I'm assuming that the questions are done. I would just like to thank all of you all for being here, because unless you are here, you know, how do I deliver a webinar, right? So because you all were here, therefore it gave me the opportunity to deliver this webinar. I enjoy this work, so I had a great time with you all.